Okay, today we're going to service a Raypak swimming pool heater. First thing, always make sure the gas is shut off and any electric to the heater is disconnected. Okay, so Walter's going to do the first step, take the front panel off. Now this gives us access to the inside of the heater. We want to loosen the gas union and take that off so the burner tray can come out of the heater. Next, you want to remove 4 screws out of the control panel. This will allow us access to disconnect the wire for the igniter. Now, disconnect the wire right here. Just pull that off. That's for the igniter. This one right here. Not the whole thing, just this here. The little piece on the inside. Okay, you want to be careful because this piece on the board here, if you damage that, you're buying a new board. Okay, now we have the wire through, so that's disconnected. The next thing we're going to want to do is disconnect all the wires on the control valve as seen here. Go ahead and pull all these wires off. And you want to make sure that you know where they go when you do that. Now that we have all the wires disconnected from the valve, our next step is to take out the 4 screws down here that hold in the burner tray. On this heater, there are no screws because it's rusted out. So we're just gonna pull the burner tray out, but we're gonna have to take these out here first. Go ahead, Walter, take these out. All right, gonna take those 4 screws out, and that will allow access to pulling the burner tray out. Okay, next step, we're gonna pull the burner tray out. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult, but a little bit tough. I just move that out of the way there. Let's pull this up. There you go. All right, you got it. All right, burner tray's out. Now we're going to take it up top and work on it. Okay, now that we have the burner tray out of the heater, next step is we have to get access to the burners. And to do that, move your hand, we're going to have to take out these screws right here. There's 4 of them, okay? You may need to use an open-end wrench even to get those out because sometimes the socket won't fit in there. Okay, so now that the back plate is off, you're going to take out all of the burners. They're all the same, so you don't have to keep them in order or anything. Carefully inspect all of the burners for any blockages. This one here, I don't know if it can be seen, this one has a spider web inside it. So what we need to do is run something through there, clean it out, use air. We use a gun cleaning kit, that seems to work the best. Sometimes a pipe cleaner, if it's just into these holes here, see that there? That's it's a spider web. Gas won't go out there, heater won't run efficiently. Now that all these have been cleaned, what we want to do is clean out all the jets on this side. Using a pipe cleaner, pushing it in, cleaning them out to make sure there's nothing inside there. This is a spot spiders build webs. It's just notorious for causing rollouts and other failures of the heater. Okay. While we have the heater apart, let's clean out all the dirt, debris, rust, whatever we have inside here. Now that we've cleaned all the burners, we want to carefully put them all back in Sometimes they're a little bit tight to go in. You got that in there. And they go just the way they came out. Well, that's it. Now that we've cleaned the burner out, put everything back together, we're going to put the burner back into the heater. Secure the wires so nothing gets caught up. Okay. Pull that blue wire out. Pull those other wires out before you push it in. Okay. And then slide the burner back in and line up the gas union. Yeah, you got to line that union up right there. Watch your wires over there still. It's probably the cabinet's sagging a little bit because of the rust, so that's why it's hard to get in there. All right, burner's in. We're going to connect the gas up next. Right there. Okay, now that we've got the union on, something very important, we want to check for any leaks. Put some around here too. Okay, and this stuff here, yeah, okay, you don't want to push bubbles in. Okay, this stuff here, when you put it on, okay, the way to do it is turn the thing over like this and just put the wet stuff on. And what you want to do is you want to look for any kind of bubbles on there. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to reassemble everything back to where it is. We're going to put this bracket back in, and then we're going to reconnect our wires to the gas valve. Right here, we've got the wires. These have to go back on just the way they were taken off. All right, Walter, so put those on. There's a diagram up here that I made years ago. So the red one goes on top, the yellow one goes in the middle, and the purple one goes on the bottom of those three contacts. It's easier to start from the bottom. Otherwise, you won't be able to see what you're doing. Okay, so put the purple one on the bottom. And make sure those are on good. If those aren't on good, the heater won't fire. It's a very important thing. All right, we'll come back to the video once Walter gets these all connected. Okay, now that our gas valve is, the wires are connected to it, we need to come up top here and we need to reconnect our igniter wire. That goes right back where it came off. All right, good and secure. Okay, reassemble. I'm going to push this bracket back up. Make sure that these are on. That's over there and secure. And we're going to put the screws back in that. And we're also going to put this bracket back on that holds the gas valve from rotating. And once we do that, we'll come back to the video. Okay, before we start the heater up, we're going to check one more thing. I'm going to pull this off the top. I'm going to look inside here. There's some leaves in here. We're going to get a vacuum in here and just clean this out so it doesn't catch on fire, damage the heater. Now that we have the heater pretty much back together, the gas is on because we checked for leaks over here. We're going to turn everything on and we're going to fire it up, but we're going to do it with the door off to check to make sure everything's all right. So go ahead, Walter, why don't you turn that timer on over there. Turn the heater on. Okay. And we're going to cycle the mode. Turn the heat up. You don't want to stand in front of the heater anytime you're firing something up for the first time. You can hear the buzzing. That's the igniter trying to spark it. It might take a while because from taking that apart, there's a lot of air in that. There's a small pilot hole, and has to get all the air out before it'll fire, so it could take sometimes up to 3-4 minutes for it to go, but just let it keep at it. Okay, so the heater's fired up. We've got that little flame blinking, means it's on. And check down here, there's no more leaks. Before this we had something called a rollout where there was flames, they were coming up that pipe. So I'm just gonna put this little piece on here, which we left off just in case we had to pull the burner out again and there was a problem. And this heater's good to go.